morning from Jackson Hole. Today we're taking you with us to ski our home mountain, Jackson Hole Mountain Resort. Over the past 4 years, we've skied here over 300 days, so we're excited to show you our favorite places to eat, runs to ski, and insider tips to the mountain.
If you're new to the channel, hi, we're Jay and Nina, an adventure travel couple based out of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Right now, we're about to go park, hop on the ski shuttle, boot up, and we'll see you on the slopes.
We're going to ski the mountain today is we're just going to start left to right, ski every lift and take you with us. We usually ski whatever's good or whatever we feel like skiing, but for the sake of showing you the whole mountain, let's head down to the tram. We love Jackson Hole because we pretty much ski onto every lift except the tram. The tram is definitely the most famous lift on the mountain though. It is a big red box, carries 100 people from the base to the summit. It is pretty cool and the views are awesome, but expect a lift line here, and in our opinion, it's a little overrated. Made it to the top of the tram, and usually it's like Antarctica up here, but today it happens to be 30 degrees up here and 3 degrees at the base, so it feels amazing. It's also a clear day, so you can see the Grand Teton, and on the other side you can see Cody Peak, which in my opinion is the prettiest parts of the resort. So something to know about the tram is there's no easy way down. It is expert skiing only, but you technically can ride up the tram just to get waffles and then ride it back down, but it's kind of frowned upon because you're taking a spot from someone that can ski, and they also offer waffles down at Rendezvous Lodge. Right over this way we have Corbett's cabin, which is known for the famous waffles, and we're going to ski down and show you Corbett's Couloir.
Right behind me is the famous Corbett's Couloir. Usually it's not blocked off like this. Right now they're probably doing some training or getting ready for the Kings and Queens competition, but I would definitely recommend going and looking over the edge. It'll definitely give you a lot of respect for one of the most famous runs in North America. There's only 2 ways down from the tram. You can either ski Corbett's Couloir or Rendezvous Bowl right behind me. So we're going to ski the bowl today.
Ski the tram down to Sublette, and skiing the tram is like a pretty big accomplishment. People always talk about like, oh, are you good enough to ski the tram? But honestly, Rendezvous Bowl up there
is pretty hit or miss. The snow some days is going to be the best run of your day or the worst run of your day.
Personally, we kind of think it's overhyped. You have to ride the tram at least once in your time at Jackson Hole. We're also on Sublette chair right now,
and they actually just replaced this chair. It only takes about 4 minutes to go from the bottom to the top. If you go left off Sublette, you have Rendezvous Trail, which takes you all the way around on the east boundary of the resort. And if you go to the right, you're actually going to go into 10 Sleep Bowl, and you're actually going to be able to look at Corbett's from the bottom. Disclaimer, only do this if you are an expert skier. There are no easy runs down.
I would say only ski Sublette if you're an expert skier. We're continuing to work our way across the mountain, and we just hopped on Thunder Chair. This is my personal favorite chair on the mountain. It just has so much great fun terrain. Also an expert chair. We are kind of on the expert side of the mountain, and we'll start to get some easier runs as we go across.
JHMR is also famous for its tree skiing. The trees are just nicely spaced apart. So many north-facing aspects. A lot of the runs stay shaded, keeping the snow from going bad throughout the days.
All right, we are officially switching over from the expert side of the mountain, the tram, Thunder, and Sublette, to the easier, more blue side of the mountain. It's not that easy, but
there's no easy skiing at JH.
To the more blue side of the mountain. And we are on Marmot chairlift, and honestly, Marmot is a skip. Like, you don't need to ride Marmot when you come here. The only reason to take this lift is if you have been lapping Thunder and Sublette all morning and you're just trying to get up to Rendezvous Lodge for lunch. They have some really good lunch options, including like cafeteria style. They also have grab and go pizza, and then there's like a fancy sit down panoramic views restaurant as well. Once we get to the top, we are going to ski over to Casper lift, which you can also get to by traversing. You don't have to take this lift to get over there.
You might have noticed that we haven't named any specific runs that we would recommend for you to ski, and that's just because the resort has so many incredible runs. However, I will tell you a few runs to steer clear of at all costs. First one being Hannah. It is one of the steepest, iciest blues we have. Do not need to ski it. You are not missing out on anything. The second one would be Ashley's Ridge. The snow condition is just never that great. And then the last one, bit of a hot take, is getting into Laramie Bowl. Those are just our opinions. Ski whatever you guys want. The best part is exploring all around this resort. We sat down at Casper Lodge, and this is a great spot to grab a quick bite for lunch, some water, take a bathroom break, and you got a great blue terrain just all over. One pro tip for skiing at Jackson Hole Mountain Resort is to download the JH Insider app. Not only is it nice just to have the map on your phone, but you can also connect it to friends and see where they are. It's really great for if you have a big group to see kind of where everybody's spreading out and set a meeting spot, as well as track all of your stats for the day to see what runs you did. A great way to look back on the day and just see what all you accomplished.
One of my favorite things that a lot of people don't know about here is the kids map, which is great if you're skiing with a family. There are all these little secret trails throughout the mountain just for kids. You actually see the like signposts marking the trails. Most of the time they go through the trees, and they're all different ability levels. So there's tons of easy ones off of the greens, but there's also some like really challenging runs a part of this kids map. And if kids are in ski lessons here, they can actually like earn stickers for each of the kids runs they ski. I just think it's a really fun scavenger hunt across the mountain that a lot of people don't know about. All right, we just finished our water. We're gonna go hop on Casper chair, ski over to Teton chair, and then AV, and then head over to the base area for lunch. Just hopped on Teton, and this is probably my second favorite chair on the mountain after Thunder. There is also a ton of great blue terrain off here, and you have access to pretty much all of the Casper runs, but Casper tends to be a little bit more crowded. That's why I love Teton. Also at the top up here is probably my favorite blue run on the mountain. It's called Crags Run, but it's closed today and ends up being closed quite frequently because it's the run they run races off of. But if you happen to get here and it's open, I definitely recommend skiing Crags. You can actually see into Grand Teton National Park on a clear day, which is very beautiful. Something else to know about blues at Jackson Hole Mountain Resort is they tend to be a little bit more challenging than blues at other mountains. This is a very steep mountain, so they actually have double blues as well. A lot of people will say that even a normal blue here would be a black at their resort back home.
Quick pause on the skiing. We just want to take a moment to thank Ultra Human Rings for making this video possible. You already know that we're all about adventure, but one of our goals for 2025 is to do a better job of staying healthy while on the move. And this little ring helps keep us on track. It tracks everything: sleep, activity, and even how well we're recovering from a big ski day. By wearing our Ultra Human Ring and connecting it to the app, we know when to push harder and when to take a break. It's lightweight, durable, and adventure-proof. So whether you're hiking in the Andes, snorkeling in Bora Bora, or just trying to sleep better, the Ultra Human Ring helps you to perform at your best. And now back to the video. We just hop on Apres Vous, which means after you in French, and we call it AV for short. And you will notice that there's a lot of French names on our map. Some of the most commonly mispronounced ones are Gros Ventre, it's pronounced Gravant, or Nez Perce, and it's actually pronounced Ne Per Se. Just be aware of that when you're skiing Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, and make sure you sound like a local and not a tourist. Nina and I are super hungry at this point, so we're gonna go ahead and take this on into lunch.
All right, we just got down to the Handlebar, which is my favorite restaurant here. Some other honorable mentions are Casper Restaurant if you're looking for like classic resort food. That's where we're gonna get our chicken tenders and stuff like that. Or Off-Piste at the top of Bridger Gondola for grab and go pizza. We'll do that quite frequently as well. As far as sweet treats, the waffles are the most famous, but more often you'll catch us either getting a milkshake from the general store on our way out, or a cowboy cookie here at the Four Seasons, which is chocolate chip cookie with vanilla ice cream on top, and it's so good. One of the cons of JHMR is there's no base Rest Lodge. So the top places to chill and take a rest if you're done skiing, but the rest of your friends want to keep going are here at the Four Seasons. They have the Ascent Lounge, which is like their lobby area. Honestly, any of the hotel lobbies in the base area are a great place to chill. There's also 2 coffee shops, Cowboy Coffee and Cafe 6311, that both have some seating. And then Solitude Station is, they call it a mid station, but it's just barely up from the base area. They have a big fire pit there that's usually totally empty for you to sit and chill as well. Plan for the rest of the day is to eat our lunch, then we'll probably take a warm-up lap on Teewinot right here, which is kind of a beginner lift, and we'll end our day by hopping on Bridger Gondola, which is the last major lift that we haven't showed you guys yet.
On Teewinot, you're going to find 2 types of people. You're either going to find beginner skiers, because this is the main chairlift for all the green runs, or you're going to find the people that want to ski the terrain parks. Down here, you have access to 2 different terrain parks. You have Antelope Flats, which is more small and medium features, and then Bronco, which is medium and large features. Jackson is known for being super steep. That being said, the beginner green terrain we have is actually quite good. We just don't have a lot of it. You're going to be skiing the same green runs, which are going to get a little boring after a while, but the jump from greens to blues is very difficult. If you are a beginner in Jackson Hole, I recommend starting on the Bunny Hill. It's located at Mid Station off of Sweetwater Gondola at Solitude Station. From there, you'll graduate to Pooh Bear and you'll start riding Sweetwater Gondola, only halfway up. And then when you're ready for the chairlift, you'll go ahead and hop on Teewinot like we are just right now. And then once you're feeling really confident here, I suggest you at least take one run on Eagle's Rest, which has a steep pitch, which is more similar to blue runs, before taking Sweetwater Gondola all the way up to take down the famous Teewinot Gully, which is where you'll see lots of ski instructors and students all learning how to conquer their fear of blue terrain.
So we're gonna hop off Teewinot and go left and take you through Antelope Flats, the little smaller terrain park, on our way to hop on Bridger Gondola. Gondola, which is going to be our last run of the day, last lift of the day. I'm not supposed to say that, but we're not planning to further ski after this run. Bridger takes you from the base area, not quite to the summit, but as close to the summit as you can get without being on the tram. It's the lift to take to get access to Thunder and then Sublette and kind of that whole area of the mountain.
One of the reasons why I love Bridger so much is it's a great way to rest your legs. Bridger takes about 12 minutes, and if it's really snowy or really windy, it's actually a great way to warm up while still skiing.
Let's talk about what we haven't skied today. We haven't showed you Sweetwater Gondola, and it just takes you up from the base area to right below Casper lift. There is Solitude Mid Station right there, and that's where the magic carpet is. That's where lessons meet and all of that. It's mostly a lift to get to other lifts. We also haven't skied Eagle's Rest. That is another beginner chairlift down at the base area near Teewinot. That's a great step up right before you're ready for blue terrain. The 2 other lifts we haven't skied are Union Pass Quad and Moose Creek. Moose Creek, I've actually never skied it in 4 years and 300 days on this mountain, and that's just because it's a little chairlift that goes up from some of the condos. And Union Pass is at the bottom of the Hobacks, and the Hobacks are this giant section of mountain below the tram and Sublette chair, and it's just open off-piste skiing. It is very fun when the snow conditions are right. So Union Pass is basically just a chair at the bottom of the Hobacks to bring you back to the main mountain area.
We've done a really good job working our way from the left side of the mountain all the way to the right side of the mountain, showing off all the chairlifts. However, we didn't leave the resort. So Jackson does have a lot of hike to terrain, which is actually inbounds, as well as a lot of side country where you can exit backcountry gates as long as you have avalanche gear. You can hire a guide to go out there. Another great option for a powder day. If it's your first time skiing Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, I would actually recommend doing the exact opposite of what we did today. Instead of going from the left to the right side of the mountain and starting with the tram, I would recommend starting with Teewinot, going to Apres Vous, working your way from the right side all the way over to the left side with the more advanced terrain at the end.
All right, so we are about to hop off Bridger Gondola, and we're gonna ski a nice top to bottom lap to close out the day. Going to change out of our boots, and we'll meet you at the car for our brutally honest thoughts on Jackson Hole Mountain Resort. I'm exhausted.
I'm feeling good.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm not tired.
That was so tiring. All right, let's start driving home and we'll get to the debrief. All right, let's start by talking about après ski is after ski. It's kind of this thing, what you do after you ski. For us today, we're going home. But for people in the village, the Meiji Moose is definitely the spot to go with music and apps and drinks and all of that. All of the base area restaurants do a little après something. Otherwise, if you are headed back to the town of Jackson, the $1 Million Cowboy Bar or the Silver Dollar are the places to be in the evening. Otherwise, if you're just looking for other activities in the area that aren't skiing, we made a Jackson Hole winter guide video that will link up here and in the description. On to our debrief, starting with our favorite things about JHMR.
What I think separates JHMR from any other mountain I've skied is the layout of the mountain. And you can ski basically from any ski lift to any other ski lift. You can go from the left side of the mountain all the way to the right side of the mountain in one go. Makes it really convenient for meeting your friends and also accessing the terrain that you want to get to efficiently.
Another favorite thing is all the expert terrain. If you are a strong skier, it is so fun. And even after 300 days on this mountain, we feel like we have barely explored all that it has to offer.
And then I would also say Jackson's snow quality is pretty exceptional. Pretty much anywhere else I've skied, either the powder is bad or they're just icy all the time. But Jackson somehow manages to always have soft snow, whether it's groomers or you can find it in the off-piste. But today is an exception to that. It wasn't actually that great.
And if it's a bad snow year, that happens. Like, it's steep groomers, so the groomers do get scraped. But usually Jackson gets a lot of snow, which is really nice. And our final favorite thing about the mountain is that it's independently owned. Not Vail, not Alterra. It is part of Icon Pass. I think you get like 5 days this year at least at JHMR, but we love that it's an independently owned mountain. All right, now we gotta be brutally honest. Even to our home mountain, here's what we don't love about JHMR.
I don't like that it's not that beginner friendly. It's hard living. It's such an awesome ski town. And when we have friends come and visit us, it's just not a great place to learn to ski.
The parking is also rough. There is no free parking in the village itself. In the ranch lot, you can park for free, I think, if you have a carpool of 4 or more, which is kind of a lot of people. Otherwise, it's like 30 or 40 bucks. It varies based on the lot, but it is expensive to park. What you have to do is park at Stillston lot, where we parked for free, and then take a shuttle. And the shuttle is probably like a good 15, 20 minutes. So parking, not ideal.
And then Jackson is a world-class resort in many areas, but one that it's not world-class in is its terrain parks. It does have access to jumps, but when compared to Park City or Mammoth, it simply can't hang.
And lastly, I'm not gonna say it's not pretty, because it is pretty, but if you're comparing it to resorts like Telluride and Sun Valley, the views just can't hang on the same playing field. At Jackson Hole Mountain Resort, you look out at the valley, so it's just a big blanket of white snow. At those other resorts, you're looking at other mountains, which personally I think is a little more beautiful, a little more scenic.
And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content or found it helpful, hit those like and subscribe buttons to let us know that we should make more content just like this. Next week, we're gonna be going down to Utah and skiing a few ski resorts down there, so stay tuned for those. And as always, catch you next time for another best day ever.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I saw a rock.
Sound like you were gonna die.
That level of scream was not warranted by that run.
Oh.